and welcome to From the Newsroom. I'm your host, Kora Siebert. From the Newsroom is a weekly news update brought to you by the Southeast Arrow. This week's top story is HiFlex classes. What are they? How do they work? Do students like them? Here's reporter Ben Schicker with more on the story.
For most UMO students, education is only one of many responsibilities. HiFlex classes allow students to choose how they want to attend class, whether online, in person, or strictly through the Canvas website. Is this mixture good for students, or is it leaving some students behind? HiFlex classes are more popular now than ever. We're here to ask students today what they think about HiFlex classes, if they thrive better in an online environment rather than a classroom environment. Without further ado, let's do this thing. And what is your take on HiFlex classes, the mixture of online and in-person classes?
So I haven't taken any, but I think it's a pretty good idea. I would say especially for students that can't make it to campus. I think it's pretty convenient for students who don't have that ability to go to campus on time. So I think it's pretty helpful. I know my roommate, he's taken a few and he's enjoyed it, so yeah.
I think it's definitely something to work on person-to-person basis. Personally, I personally like a lot of in-person classes. I learn the best in sitting in a classroom, having to go to class, having to ask the teacher questions. I mean, right now I got mostly online classes, and that's kind of doing a number on me. I mean, I think we all kind of went through the pandemic where we spent at least one semester online, and that works better for some people, worse for others. Myself, I was in the latter group. So it definitely is something that's a person-to-person basis.
While HiFlex classes may be a challenge for some, for others they are a great way to find balance in their busy schedules. Speaking of busy schedules, University President Dr. Vargas may just have the busiest of them all. Here is Ben Schicker with 60 seconds on a day in the life of Dr. Vargas.
In honor of President's Day, Dr. Vargas granted us with some access for us to get an interview with him, so thank you very much, Dr. Vargas.
My pleasure.
And if you would just want to give us just a little short rundown of what a day in the life of a president really is.
Well, thank you. It's a little bit unpredictable, to be honest. I deal with many different matters every day. I have meetings with different individuals, students, staff, faculty, members outside in the community. So it really is not very predictable what I do. There are some things that I really enjoy doing, which is when I have an opportunity to meet with students. But that's something that again changes every day, and sometimes I actually go and get out of the office and go and participate in an event that the students are holding, and but it's very varied.
Absolutely. And you said you like to take walks out of the office. What's maybe one hobby or like one favorite hobby that you do that nobody would know about? Like pickleball? Do you play tennis? Do you?
Okay, well, good question. So I try to go to the rec center about 3 times a week, maybe 4 if I can. I do it typically at the end of the day, and I go there and work out on the elliptical trainer, the treadmill, do a little bit of weights and all that. And it's hard to do it because I'm working in the office. It's hard to pull myself out of that. But once I get to the rec center, I say I'm glad I did it. So after a few minutes there, I feel better, and the students see me and I see them. And I think that's very important because so many students come and talk to me when I'm there.
Absolutely, and I have no more excuses anymore to not go to the gym. If our president's doing it with his work schedule, I can. Thank you very much, Dr. Vargas.
Thank you
Happy
very much.
President's Day.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
President's Day is a federal holiday celebrated on the third Monday of every February and is meant to be a day spent reflecting upon the contributions of past leaders who have all helped shape our nation's history. From Washington to Lincoln and beyond, their legacies continue to be impactful. Reporter Zach Huffman decided to take a closer look at how well students and faculty know their presidential history in the student question of the week.
President's Day is here, and it's time to go around and see who knows these guys. Some of them are controversial, some of them everyone knows, and some, not even professors, are going to figure this out.
The first president I'm going to ask is this man here.
That looks like Andrew Jackson.
Good job!
Well, Andrew Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we have
Andrew Jackson.
This is Andrew Jackson. He's Old Hickory from Tennessee.
Washington, Adams, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, Quincy Adams.
Roosevelt?
Yeah, good job.
Okay.
We were real close last time.
Roosevelt.
This is
Theodore?
Yes.
Would be Theodore Roosevelt.
This is Theodore Roosevelt.
Jackson, Van Buren, Harrison, Tyler, Polk, Taylor, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan.
Look at that lovely mustache, though.
Taft.
It is not.
Is that one of the Roosevelts?
Oh, that's Taft, right? It's not Taft.
Oh, this one's James Buchanan, I think. I might be wrong. Oh, I'm wrong.
Lincoln, Johnson, Grant, Hayes, Garfield, Arthur, Cleveland, Harrison, Cleveland, McKinley, Roosevelt.
I don't even know if I recognize him.
George Washington?
No.
Yeah, Zachary Taylor.
Man. Oh, I feel like I should know, but I'm not sure.
Taft, Wilson, Harding, Coolidge, Hoover, Roosevelt, Truman, Eisenhower, Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan.
Oh, it's Obama.
Yeah, good job.
Barack Obama.
Okay.
Oh, Barack Obama.
This one's President Barack Obama.
Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, Biden.
Oh my goodness. She wins President's Day. That's it. That's it.
While some presidents were easy to identify, others threw everyone for a loop. Perhaps the success rate would have been higher if students had been able to collaborate and discuss with each other. Speaking of discussions, Canvas discussion boards have been the topic of debate among students and staff on campus. Here is reporter Zach Huffman with more on why discussion boards are used and students' thoughts on their requirements.
Discussion boards are ubiquitous in lower-level undergraduate courses. Everyone knows the drill. Make a post, reply to 2 classmates by the deadline. It's a formula that dates back to the 1990s, when the internet revolutionized education. Now, however, some students are beginning to think that it's gotten stale and it needs a change.
And how do you feel about discussion boards?
Honestly, I'd rather just have a conversation in the class because I feel like discussion boards online, you just do the bare minimum. So.
Can you expand upon that?
Usually, most of the time, the replies are like 1 or 2 sentences, or just to get the points. That's what I usually see in my classes.
Quote, Assistant Professor of Mass Media, Sarah Kavanaugh, explains why discussion boards are designed how they are and why they're useful.
If I don't require students to respond, it doesn't make it a discussion. Even if it's required, it's better than having no interaction. In an online environment, you're always trying to find ways where students can interact with each other, and a discussion board is one of the fastest and easiest ways to do that.
Unquote.
That's all for today. Join us next week for a new installment of From the Newsroom. I'm your host, Kora Siebert, and until next time, take it easy, Cape Girardeau.